Hello and welcome to the podcast Love Yourself and Live Your Life. My name is Jolante Kolleg and I would like to thank you for joining me to this week's podcast episode. And today I would like to share with you my end of year rituals. I have started a few years ago with some rituals that I do every single year at the end of the year to reflect the old year and to plan and look forward to the new year. And since I've started doing this, my life has really changed. It became much more conscious, this conscious planning, the conscious thinking, the conscious reflecting. It's helping me hugely to see this new year as a new chance in order to follow my dreams, in order to fulfill my visions. But before I start today, I'd like to share with you what is important for us this year especially. And we have decided this year not to give anyone any presents. And also we asked our family and friends not to get us any presents, not to buy any material gifts, because we have realized over the past 12 months, even more than ever before, what is important to us. And we all have so much. And Pablo and I, we haven't been given each other any presents for many years. And this year especially, we even mentioned to our friends not to give us anything, not to buy anything. We have so much already, and we realized from day to day even more with how much abundance we are already living, how much there is in our lives. And so we decided this year to, instead of buying presents, to donate some money, to donate some money towards Children with Cancer UK. We want the money to go towards a good cause, and with the self-love calendar, I am supporting it even more. And so many of you have donated towards Children with Cancer UK. And I'd like to thank all of you for your love and your kindness and your generosity. That means a lot to all of the children and all of the families who will benefit from your donation. So thank you so much. It is being hugely appreciated by me and especially by all the people who will receive it. And maybe you, instead of wanting this year to give away presents, buying presents, maybe you want to ask yourself, what kind of gift can I give someone to make a difference? What can I give to support someone, to help someone? And it doesn't even have to cost anything, because giving someone some time and listening to someone, giving someone a smile, spending some time with someone, or giving away some handmade gifts, some hand-baked or something cooked for someone that comes from you, where you put a lot of effort and a lot of time in. This is something that really can be a beautiful gift to someone else. And the best way to start is to start with your family, to start with your children, to start with your partner, your parents, friends, all people around you. Start giving them this kind of gifts instead of buying any material stuff. And I realize the older I get, how valuable it is to spend the time with people we love and to give rather than receive. A few years ago, I have started with some special rituals towards the end of the year. And for these rituals, I really take every single day some time for myself, time to reflect over the year. And I do it month by month. So I start with January and I focus on every single month, starting from January and February. And I ask myself questions about each month. And I write this all down because it does give me a much better feeling. And I realize that it gives me even more confidence to realize all that I have achieved. And when I speak about achievements, I'm speaking about my own personal achievements throughout the year. Because most of the time we don't think, what have we achieved? And by consciously writing it down, what have we achieved every single month, we realize, and through that, of course, we then start growing in confidence. When I speak about achievements, I mean maybe a hobby you have started, or maybe a new routine like meditation or yoga or journaling, or maybe you started exercising, going every day for a walk, or things like you helped someone, you did something for someone, you supported someone, or just what made you proud, what made you happy. It really helps to recognize yourself. It really helps to see all the achievements. And through that, it's so much easier to realize what is important and what have I learned throughout the month. So I would then really ask myself, what was the most important in that month? What have I learned? What have I created? It can be really anything for you. What have I done for others? And what was good about the month and what was not good about the month? And what have I learned, especially from the experiences, from the situations that were not very good? What have I learned about myself? And what can I do better next time? By doing it consciously, it's much more intense, and we realize and we learn so much more. And that helps again to realize how much strength and how much power is inside you. And then another thing I do is to be grateful after every single month, to be grateful for all the learnings, all the experiences, all the situations, the people in my life. And even with COVID-19, I always tried to bring my attention to the positives, and doing it this year again, writing down what was it exactly that I learned from it, where, in what area did I grow, and what is important to me now after this year. What do I want to change for the next year? And another question I ask myself every single month is where do I lose energy? And it can be really, where do I get distracted myself? What kind of people are the ones where I lose my energy? Or maybe even news, watching some negative news to realize where I lose my energy. And then I also ask myself, what gives me positive energy? So what kind of people, what activities, whatever it is, maybe it is a walk for you, maybe it's a meditation, maybe it's just by speaking to a friend or spending the time with your family or someone you really gain positive energy from. And see this as a compass for you for the next year as well, because that really helps, knowing where you lose your energy or where you gain positive energy from. You can then start consciously creating more of it for the next year by asking ourselves these questions. What didn't work this year? And what did work for this year? What was the positive from every single situation, even from every negative, from every bad situation? And I always trust that everything happens for me, that everything happens for a reason. And I always bring the attention, what is the positive outcome of certain situations? Because very often at the time of the situation, of the experience, we don't see the positives. But there is always a positive in every situation. And very often they come afterwards. We realize afterwards. So that's where I bring the attention to what did I learn? What is the positive about it? How did I grow? And just by realizing that I did overcome this situation already gives me a good feel, and the realization that it made me stronger and I am still here and wiser. And then at the end of it, I will do a gratitude meditation. I will be grateful for the month, for everything that happened, for the whole year, for all the people in my life, for all the learnings in my life, for all the gifts that I have received throughout the year, all the miracles that happened this year. And I would be just grateful to be able to finish this year with my family, with the people I love, for our house, for really everything that surrounded me throughout the year. And then the second step, what I would do is clean up. And what I mean is I would start with things in the house. I would first of all organize the folders and papers in the office. I would organize clothes and clothes that I don't longer wear. I would take them to charity. I would give them away. I would go through books that I don't require any longer. I would go through the toys of my daughter and give those away or take them to charity. And just really go a little bit in depth and make sure that inside the house it's all nicely organized, cleaned up for the new year, not to carry any past, anything that doesn't serve me any longer for next year. And then I would ask myself, what happened this year that I can let go emotionally? What can I do to let go of it? Maybe there was an argument with someone and I still carry some anger towards the person. So forgiving the person. Maybe I carry some anger and frustration towards me. And again, forgiving myself and not carrying that negative energy into the new year. I want to start the new year in a positive energy. And just really to look around, is there any outstanding issues, any situations that can be solved this year without taking these issues into the new year? Or maybe you find something that you borrowed from someone else and you can return it. Also paying any outstanding bills, any invoices that can be paid still this year, for this year. So just simply clarifying all outstanding issues, all issues that are still outstanding this year, clarifying them, finishing them off this year and leaving them in this year, not taking those for the next year, and starting the new year in a peaceful energy, seeing the new year as a new chance, seeing the new year as a new life, and starting completely fresh, starting completely in a positive, in a peaceful energy. And the third thing I do is to focus on the new year. Focus on every single day, every single month of the new year. I would ask myself questions about what do I want for the next year? How do I want to start every single month? What do I want to do every single month? And I go month by month asking myself questions such as, what is my vision for next year? And what is my vision for every single month? What can I let go for the new year? What are my wishes? What do I want for next year? What are my dreams? Or is there any particular dream that I would like to achieve this year? What do I want to change this year? Maybe some new routines, or maybe to let go of some old routines that don't serve me anymore and start with new routines, routines that help me, that bring me more into my power. And then I would ask myself, who and what gives me good energy, and who and what steals my energy? Who are my true friends? Who are people I like to spend my time with, and who are people I rather avoid spending my time with? What is it that I need, that I truly need, that my heart desires? And do I give myself all that I need? Do I give myself enough time? Do I give myself enough attention? How do I treat myself? And what can I do every single day to do that? Or for example, what do I need to feel good? What do I need to feel healthy? What does my body need? What does make me feel good? Am I in balance? Am I healthy? Am I feeling good? All of these questions I'm asking myself, what is really important for me, just for me in my life, not for others, but what is important to me? By asking myself the questions and writing it all down, it gives me a much more clearer picture of what I want, and I can much better focus on that. I can much more consciously begin the new year with, instead of just arriving in the new year and carrying on with routines, with things, with behaviors that didn't serve me. I can start really thinking, what is it that I want to achieve, and how do I want to live this year? So I hope that this week's episode and some of my questions have also inspired you of giving yourself time, giving yourself attention, and writing down your dreams, your visions, your plans for the new year, maybe changing routines. And next year I will be starting again in January with the morning routine. And I know routine sounds very boring, but it doesn't have to be boring at all. You can make it fun. You can give yourself, do something that you want. And what works for me completely, absolutely well is a morning routine, a positive morning routine where I meditate and I practice gratitude. And just by bringing the focus to something positive, something good, and begin the day with positivity, with gratitude, with some wonderful people in the morning, it gives me so much for the whole day. So I'd like to invite you, if you want, you can join the Sunrise Club and start the day together with us and create the life and create the year that you want. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. And if you can think of anyone who will also benefit from these rituals, just forward this podcast to them. Share it with anyone on Facebook, on Instagram. And yes, let's create a wonderful year 2021. Let's spread love, let's spread kindness. And if you would like to give me a gift, then I would be so grateful to receive a positive feedback, to receive a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. And by sharing this podcast, that will be the biggest gift you could give me. So thank you very, very much again for listening to this podcast. Take care. Loads of love. Your Jolante.